old Phillip Rivers making a comeback in a tough spot to do it at. I don't even know exactly how to evaluate this. I mean, by the standards of 44-year-olds who've been retired for 5 years, I thought he played very well.
Yeah, I agree. Like I talked about, I thought he was confident. He looked comfortable in the pocket. The ball came out. It's about as much as I'm going to say. They didn't ask him to do a lot. They didn't tax him to do a lot. It was a good defensive performance as well.
Maybe the more important side of this was Seattle. They were a double-digit. I think the line was 13 and a half or 14 points in this game. How do you emerge feeling about a Seahawks team as they head into a showdown with the Rams on Thursday night?
I'm worried about Seattle, to be honest with you. I'm worried about their offense in particular. They can't run the ball. Sam Darnold's been uneven as of late. Mm-hmm. Their offense worries me. They no question, they got the defense. They got a championship level defense. It's the offense that really
Seattle's a one-dimensional offense. They're one-dimensional.
Meaning?
All they can do is throw the ball. Their run game is putrid. They can't do it. They try to run the ball on second down to get into good third and downs. It makes it a worse third and down. And I've been talking for a month. Sam is just doing stuff that gets quarterbacks in trouble. It just isn't getting him in trouble. And there's a roller coaster. There were some good moments yesterday, but there's a roller coaster with how he's operating. It's going to bite him at some point unless he kind of calms it down.
So if I can put a bunch of things together, some of which we haven't shown you yet, but I assume that you know, Davante Adams pulling up lame yesterday for the Rams. That was clearly a hamstring, looked not good. What, if anything, do we know about that?
Sean McVay said exactly that after the game, that it didn't look good. They don't think it'll be season-ending. I do think it'll be a multiple-week hamstring injury. I do not expect him to play Thursday night against the Seattle Seahawks. And the Rams are in the position that they can get the 1 seed. So you could just see where this is going. I would guess, and this is a guess, we don't see Davante Adams in the last 3 weeks of the season, and then they rest him in the first round in that bye, and they have him for the first playoff game. That's my guess. Without
him, do they get the bye, I guess, is the big question. Rex, you've been watching the sport longer than most of us can imagine. So you got Rams, Seahawks, Niners, whose record puts them in the conversation. Packers, they lose to Micah, as we talked about. Eagles, they bounce back a little bit. Bears doing well. You can take a look at the NFC playoff picture right now. To you, Rex, if I'm asking you, where does the road to the Super Bowl go? Not literally, but figuratively. Which is the team to beat in the NFC? Which of these teams is it?
I think it's the Rams. However, I would not be shocked if they lose this game on Thursday. I mean, with Davante Adams, that is a huge injury to this football team. Yep. That's the best red zone receiver in football this year. And, I mean, so to take him away from this football team, I think is critical. Look, we saw some holes in this defense yesterday. All right? Detroit had 300 yards damn near at halftime. Yeah. So, look, they had 520 yards. But with this guy being out, all of a sudden, I'm telling you, I saw it even on that field. It's like, hey, there's a difference. So, to me, don't be shocked if Seattle doesn't win this game on Thursday.
They almost beat them earlier in this season. But these teams, this will be the second meeting. The Rams won the first one in a close game. Seattle had a kick at the end to try and win it, and it missed.
If you don't get to the quarterback, you can't stop this offense in L.A. This offense can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants. It's the most unstoppable offense. Greeny, the way I've described it is, go back to Philly last year and their offense, but make the pass game otherworldly. Philly had this dominant run game. The Rams have a dominant run game. Dominant. But they have this pass game that, and it's like, for me, it's where's Puka? No one moves around more than Puka. You can't cover Puka. He's unbelievably sudden. He's unbelievably strong. The scheme gets him open. Himself gets him open. I think there's a lot of good teams in the NFC. If you don't get to the quarterback, this team will hang 40 on you no matter who your defense is.
I think there's a reason you brought in Davante Adams. We've seen it.
I don't disagree.
We've seen it. I think it's a huge
But they're tight ends. The way they run the football on a consistent basis, the two-headed monster at tailback.
Shefty.
There's a certain vibe to this Rams team. This is a very together unit. This is a unit that believes in each other, that loves being around each other. Until somebody takes down the Rams, who we expect to be the 1 seed, I know they will struggle without Davante. But I think he's going to be back for the postseason, and I think they're the team to beat in the NFC.
Final word, D. Wood.
I'm with Rex. This Davante Adams thing, and with the Seahawks right on their tail, this thing could possibly go through Seattle instead of Los Angeles.
We will start to find that out on Thursday night, and then we'll see. The 49ers are the team no one's talking about, but they just keep on winning games. Eagles maybe turn a corner yesterday. It's madness. We have one more game tonight. What are the Packers now when you look at them compared to the Rams, Seahawks, whoever else it is you want to put at the very top of the conference? Can the Packers, with the guy that Jordan Love you're starting to fall a little bit in love with, can the Packers still make the deep run?
They can make a deep run, but quite honestly, the first thing that came to my mind is this is Detroit of this year.
Yep.
Where Detroit was the best team in the league, had they stayed healthy. I think Green Bay, you can make that argument.
No question.
Okay. However, the Micah Parsons the injury is absolutely enormous. This man, 64 pressures. That's 11 more than any other player in the league. And by the way, he's doubled an enormous amount of times.
Yeah.
Like his presence. I said it was the worst trade in history of the NFL because I knew what they were getting. Now he's gone. You got a right tackle, and you got all these things.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me last year of Detroit so much. And what happened to Detroit? They had the best record in football, get kicked out in the first meeting.
And this defense is built on pressure. There's defenses that aren't necessarily. This is a defense that if you take the pressure element away, it's an okay defense. It's a fine defense, but there's nothing really that scares you about it. They play a certain coverage style that wants to allow you to do that. Hold on to the football, allow Parsons or somebody else because of Micah to go win. Not having Micah there, it's a Super Bowl impact loss.
Look, they had a window. They traded for a guy to put them over the top. He can't get it done. And now it's interesting to me that we had the Packers.